My friends, I tell you, there is a power within you far greater than the world has ever taught you to believe. You are not at the mercy of fate, nor are you bound by circumstance. The key to effortless victory lies in the words you speak and the feelings you embrace. Today, I will reveal to you three secret words. Words so simple yet so powerful that if you repeat them with conviction, they will transform your life. But remember, it is not the words alone that hold the power. It is the feeling behind them. For what you accept as true in your imagination becomes the world you walk in. Words are not mere sounds. They are the seeds of creation, the invisible forces shaping the visible world. Every word you speak, whether in silence or aloud, carries within it the power to mold reality. Most people speak carelessly, unaware that their words, once accepted as true, take root in the subconscious mind and grow into their lived experience. They affirm lack, struggle, and limitation without realizing that the world is merely reflecting back the very things they declare. But the one who understands the secret of words wields a power beyond measure. He knows that to change his world, he must first change his inner conversation. You do not need effort or struggle to win in life. Victory is not earned through force, but through alignment with the truth of who you are. The one who assumes himself to be victorious, successful, and fulfilled will find that life conforms effortlessly to his assumption. And how does he assume this? Through the repetition of words impregnated with feeling. The words you impress upon your mind, when spoken with conviction, act as the bridge between the unseen and the seen, between imagination and manifestation. Observe your life and you will see the proof of this law. Every triumph and every failure, every joy and every sorrow was first a word spoken internally or externally that you accepted as true. If you constantly declare that things never work out for you, you will live in a world where doors remain closed. If you say that success is difficult, then you will encounter endless struggle. But if you declare that life is unfolding in your favor, that all things are working together for your good, you will find yourself moving through life with ease, as though carried by an invisible current leading you to your desires. But words alone are not enough. The mistake many make is to repeat affirmations like a parrot, without emotion, without conviction. They say the right words, but they do not feel them as real. And so nothing changes. For a word to bear fruit, it must be fused with feeling. You must say it as though it were already true, as though you were speaking from the fulfillment of your desire, not from the place of lack. If you wish to be wealthy, you do not say, "I will be rich one day." That is the statement of hope, and hope is the denial of what is. Instead, you say, "I am abundant now." And you say it with the feeling of one who already possesses great wealth. There is an art to this. In the beginning, your old beliefs may resist. Your senses may contradict your new assumption, but persist. Words, when repeated with faith, will begin to take root in your subconscious mind. And once they do, they will produce results so effortlessly that you will marvel at the simplicity of it all. The outer world is only a mirror of the inner. Change the words you impress upon yourself, and the reflection must change. It says, it is law. Many who have mastered the secret have achieved what the world calls miracles. They have spoken health into being where sickness once ruled. They have spoken prosperity into existence where there was only lack. They have spoken love and companionship into their lives where there was once loneliness. You must now do the same. Choose this day the words that will define your life. Speak only that which you wish to see materialized. Let your inner conversation be filled with words of victory, abundance, and joy. And above all, feel them as true. In doing so, you will find that life begins to unfold in your favor, not through effort, but through the effortless power of the spoken word. So now, there exists a simple yet profound truth that has been hidden in plain sight, a truth so powerful that those who grasp it hold the key to effortless victory in life. This truth is embedded in three secret words, words that, when repeated with conviction, have the power to shift reality itself. These are not just words to be spoken idly or mechanically, but words that must be accepted as an inner truth, impressed upon the subconscious mind until they become your natural state of being. Most people drift through life as slaves to external conditions, reacting to circumstances instead of creating them. They believe they must fight, struggle, and push to get what they desire. But this is not so. There is a far greater power within you, a power that does not need force, only alignment. And this power is activated through the conscious use of words. Words carry vibration, and when you speak them with feeling, they send out a signal that must be answered. The world around you, though seemingly solid and immovable, is actually fluid, responding to the state of consciousness you hold. The secret words I will reveal are not magical in themselves. Rather, their power lies in what they represent, the assumption of already having that which you seek. When you repeat these words, you are not pleading with an external force, nor are you hoping for some distant possibility. You are declaring a truth that must be made manifest. The mind, once impressed with an idea, moves heaven and earth to bring it into being. That which you consistently affirm with belief must externalize itself in your reality, for the world is simply a projection of your inner state. But be warned, doubt is the only thing that can interfere with this law. If you say the word but, contradict them with feelings of uncertainty, you dilute their power. The secret is to say them as one who knows, not as one who wishes. This is why a child who believes wholeheartedly in the words they speak often sees results far faster than an adult who is conditioned to doubt. 11. This is why a child who believes wholeheartedly in the words they speak often sees results far faster than an adult who is conditioned to doubt. When you assume something is true, when you feel it to be a fact even before it is seen, the entire universe conspires to make it so. Consider this. Have you ever noticed how those who constantly affirm negativity seem to attract it endlessly? They say, nothing ever works out for me, and life proves them right. They declare, I am always struggling, and struggle becomes their daily reality. This is not coincidence. It is law. The same principle that works against them can be reversed in your favor. By choosing words of power, by affirming the reality you desire as if it were already so, you align yourself with the life you wish to experience. The secret words you will repeat are not complex, nor do they require hours of practice. They require only faith and persistence. You will say them not as a mere phrase, but as an inner knowing. You will embody their meaning, allowing them to settle into your subconscious mind until they become the foundation of your being. And once they do, you will witness the effortless unfolding of your desires. Opportunities will arise where there were not. Doors will open without force. And what once seemed impossible will become inevitable. The world will tell you that success requires effort, that you must struggle and strive to achieve what you want. But those who have understood this secret know that reality bends to those who assume victory in advance. They do not wait for external proof, they create it. They do not seek signs, they become the sign. Now, you stand at the threshold of transformation. The words you are about to speak hold within them the power to change everything. But remember, it is not the words themselves, it is the feeling behind them. Speak them with conviction, repeat them with certainty, and watch as the unseen forces of the universe move to bring your assumption into reality. Most people believe that words alone will change their lives, that if they simply repeat a phrase over and over, their circumstances will magically transform. But this is not so. Words, by themselves, are powerless unless they are accompanied by feeling. It is the feeling behind the words that impresses the subconscious mind, and it is the subconscious that shapes the world around you. The words you speak are only effective when they stir an inner conviction, when they generate within you the same emotion you would feel if your desire were already fulfilled. This is the great secret. That feeling is the key to manifestation. Think of the times you were worried about something, how your entire body reacted as though the thing you feared had already happened. Your heart raced, your hands trembled, and your mind was consumed with anxiety. Though the event had not yet occurred, your body experienced it as real, and more often than not, the very thing you feared came to pass. Why? Because you accepted it emotionally, you believed in it so strongly that your subconscious had no choice but to bring it into reality. This same principle applies to your desires. If you can assume the feeling of already having that which you seek, then it must come to you, for the world is simply a mirror reflecting your inner state. This is where most people falter. They repeat words but do not feel them. They say, I am wealthy, but they feel lack. They say, I am loved, but they feel loneliness. They are merely reciting words without conviction, and so their reality does not change. The secret is to infuse your words with the corresponding emotion, to speak them as if they were absolute truth. When you say, I am successful, you must feel the triumph in your body as if you have already won. When you say, I am prosperous, you must experience the joy and relief of financial abundance as if it were already yours. The subconscious mind does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. It responds only to feeling. This is why actors who immerse themselves in a role often find their emotions and even their real life circumstances shifting to match the character they portray. The mind accepts as true whatever is impressed upon it with strong feeling. If you can assume the state of being you desire, if you can feel it so deeply that it becomes more real to you than your current circumstances, then reality must conform to your assumption. It is law. There is no need to beg or plead for your desires. There is no outside force deciding what you can or cannot have. The only requirement is that you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Do this, and the world will rearrange itself in ways beyond your comprehension. People, events, and circumstances will shift to reflect your inner state. Opportunities will arise where there were none. Solutions will present themselves effortlessly. What once seemed out of reach will come to you naturally without struggle, but you must persist. The old self, conditioned by years of doubt and limitation, will try to reassert itself. It will whisper that nothing is changing, that you are only pretending. Ignore it. Persist in the feeling of your desire already realized, and the outer world must eventually conform. Reality is fluid, shaped by consciousness. It is not something outside of you that you must fight against. It is your creation, responding precisely to your inner assumption. So now, as you speak the words of power, do not say them mindlessly. Close your eyes and feel them as real. Let the sensation of already having your desire flood your being. Let it consume you until there is no room for doubt. And when you open your eyes, carry that feeling with you, knowing that what you have assumed must harden into fact. This is the effortless way to win, not by struggle, not by force, but by the simple act of assuming victory within. 5. There is a law, immutable and absolute, that governs all creation. It is not a secret, yet few truly understand its power. It is the law of assumption, the principle that whatever you assume to be true will harden into fact. This law does not care about logic, past experiences, or the so-called facts of the world. It responds only to your inner convictions, the deep-seated beliefs you carry about yourself and your life. Assume success or failure, wealth or poverty, love or loneliness. The world will reflect your assumption with unerring precision. Most people live by sight, reacting to what their senses tell them, believing only in what they can see and touch. But this is the great mistake. The outer world is nothing more than a projection of your inner world. It is an effect, not a cause. To attempt to change your circumstances without first changing your assumptions is as futile as trying to alter your reflection. The wise man does not fight against appearances. He simply assumes the reality he desires, knowing that the outer world must conform. The process is simple, yet it requires discipline. First, decide what you want, not in a vague or uncertain way, but with absolute clarity. Do you wish to be successful, wealthy, loved? Do not concern yourself with how it will happen. The how is not your responsibility. Your only task is to assume that it is already done. Close your eyes and picture yourself as the person you wish to be. Feel it as real. Assume the state of the wish fulfilled and refuse to accept any evidence to the contrary. In the beginning, this may feel unnatural. Your senses will contradict your assumption. The world may appear unchanged. But remember, the world is merely a shadow of your previous assumptions. It takes time for the reflection to shift. If you persist, if you remain faithful to your new assumption, the outer world must eventually rearrange itself to match your inner state. This is not wishful thinking. It is law. The law of assumption operates in every area of life, whether you are aware of it or not. Look at your current circumstances, and you will see the assumptions you have been holding, whether consciously or unconsciously. Have you always struggled financially? Then, deep within, you have assumed that money is scarce and hard to come by. Have you experienced rejection and loneliness? Then, at some level, you have assumed yourself to be unworthy of love. I suppose you have even begun. This is not a condemnation, but a revelation, a key that shows you exactly how to change your life. Now that you know this, you can begin to assume differently. If you want wealth, assume yourself to be wealthy now. If you desire love, assume that you are already cherished and adored. Speak, think, and act as though your wish is already fulfilled. Carry yourself with the confidence of one who knows that reality bends to his assumptions. But you must persist. The old assumptions built over years of repetition will try to reassert themselves. Doubt may creep in, and circumstances may momentarily contradict your new state. Ignore them. Persist in your assumption until it becomes second nature, until it feels more real than anything your senses tell you. Once it does, the world must conform. You will find opportunities arising where none existed before. People will treat you differently, as if they too have suddenly assumed a new truth about you. This is the effortless way to win in life. Not by struggle, not by competition, but by the simple act of assuming victory in advance. The world is not happening to you, it is responding to you. Assume wisely, assume boldly, and watch as the unseen forces of the universe move in your favor. It is law, and law never fails. The greatest secret to effortless success is the ability to live in the end. This means assuming in the present moment that you already are the person you desire to be, that you already have the thing you seek. It is not about hoping or wishing. It is about knowing. The world will tell you to be realistic, to look at what is and accept it as truth. But those who understand the power of consciousness know that what is seen is only a reflection of past thoughts and beliefs. To change the future, you must abandon the evidence of the senses and embrace the reality of your wish fulfilled. Most people make the mistake of waiting for proof before they believe. They say, I will feel successful when I have money, or I will feel loved when the right person enters my life. But this is not how the law works. The external world does not create your inner state. Your inner state creates the external world. If you wait for circumstances to change before you feel different, you will wait forever. Instead, you must feel different now. You must walk, talk, and think as though your desire is already yours. Living in the end is an art. It requires you to mentally leave behind your current reality and dwell in the assumption of your fulfilled desire. If you want wealth, you must think from the mindset of a wealthy person, not as someone striving to become rich. If you desire love, you must feel as though you are already cherished and adored. This is not pretense. It is the conscious direction of your awareness. When you persist in this state, the world will have no choice but to rearrange itself to match your assumption. Many will ask, but how do I ignore reality? How do I feel something that my senses contradict? The answer is simple. You must persist in imagination. Every night before you sleep, lose yourself in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. See it in your mind's eye. Feel the joy, the excitement, the relief, as though it were happening now. Your subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. If you repeat this process night after night, your assumption will harden into fact. This is how great transformations occur. Not through force, but through a shift in consciousness. There is no need to struggle or strive. There is no need to chase after things in the outer world. Instead, turn inward. Assume that you already have what you seek and trust that the bridge of incidents will unfold naturally. Doors will open where there were none. People will come into your life in unexpected ways. Recognize opportunities will appear effortlessly. This is not coincidence. It is law. Those who have mastered this principle have achieved what the world calls miracles. They have cured illnesses, attracted wealth, found love, and transformed every aspect of their lives, not by working harder, but by assuming the feeling of their wish fulfilled. They live from the end result, knowing that the world is simply catching up to their inner state. You too have this power. There is nothing you cannot be, do, or have, so long as you are willing to assume it now. Do not wait for permission from the world. Do not wait for science or external validation. Move in faith, knowing that what you assume will become your reality. When doubt arises, remind yourself it is already done. Live in the end and watch as the unseen forces of the universe conspire to make your assumption a tangible fact. See if this, and this is the effortless way to win. not by force, not by struggle, but by the simple act of assuming victory before it appears.